Hello, hello, hello. Ah, what a good time to be alive and to be together. It is so good to be back with you in another session of a fresh start brings transformation. Are you holding you back? I'm Shauna Grace, and I am a certified life coach, and I specialize in personal development. And I specialize in personal development. For one, I've walked that road and continue to walk it. Second is because no matter what relationship you have, if you have not personally developed yourself to the best of your ability and continue to develop yourself, your relationships won't amount to what they could. And so that's why I'm here to help you to get that part of your life together. We left off talking yesterday about how to embrace, not have the fear of transforming. Many times you worry about what people are going to say, how are your family going to react? Are you going to have any friends as you transform? And by the time you get through thinking about all of that, you're like, nah, I'm good. I stay like I am. When you do that, you put yourself in a prison because you're refusing to allow yourself to grow and to develop. You are refusing to allow yourself to, as Michelle Obama say, become. Sarah Jakes Roberts say, evolve. And I say, like Daddy says, to transform. When you hear me say Daddy, I'm talking about God. Those of y'all that have been with me know that I am a believer. And His Word, His holy writings, help us to live practical everyday lives. But they're not practical as we would think, because we're going by His instructions. I tell anybody, you want a good life, you say, I can't read the whole Bible, just grab the book of Proverbs. That's it. Just grab that book right there, and you will have an amazing life. It's full of wisdom from David's son Solomon, whom the Heavenly Father said there was none before him like him, and there will be none after like him. He endowed him with so much wisdom, and as much as could be contained is in the book of Proverbs. That's the book. That's the book for practical living. That's the book. As you transform, you can't be scared. We talked yesterday about the confidence that comes with embracing your transformation, the confidence that comes with knowing that here's some more of me that I'm meeting. We meet others. We meet when we're born, we meet the doctor, we meet the nurse, we meet our mother, we meet our father, we meet grandma, grandpa, Aunt Bessie, Uncle Joe, cousins, siblings, if there are any. And if we're the first, then we're it. Excuse me, we meet all these people right out the gate. And as we grow, we continue to keep meeting people. You meet your daycare staff, you meet your preschool staff, you meet your elementary school staff, your middle school staff, your high school staff, you meet college staff or military or your bosses. You're constantly meeting people. But have you noticed None of the people that I mentioned were you. We spend our life meeting everybody but ourselves. And sometimes when we do things, we're like, oh, I didn't know I would do that. I didn't know I liked that. Because you never met you. You met everybody else, but you haven't met you. And I can say from experience that when you meet you, there is such a transformation that takes place that is just off the charts. I'm telling you, off the chart. And you deserve that. You deserve your transformation. It doesn't have to be according to nobody's standard but God and yours. That's the only standard it has to meet. Is daddy's standard and your standard. And if you are a believer and you are talking to him and staying close to him, your standard becomes his standard. And you transform. It is evident that you need to transform. You can't stay the way you are. You say, well, I'm good. I got this and I have that and I have the other. I do this and I do that and I do the other. Okay. But there's still more. There's still more. I work with some young people, and when I do things with them and they get a certain average, you know what I tell them? I said, this is good, but this is not you. This is good, but it's not you. Okay? This is good, but it's not you. I said, you are a brilliant mind. You better than that. And why do I tell them that? You said, well, maybe that's all they can do. No, it's not. That's not all they can do. But if there's nobody to say to them that they can do more and they can do better than that, they'll never try. So since I work with them, I let them know. I let them know you can do this. You can do this, and you can do it better than this. If you'll do the work, you'll get the results. And it's amazing because there are a lot of people that I'm just observing as I go through my life. They don't want to do the work, but they want the benefits. They don't want to do the work, but they want the benefits. They don't want to put in the work of doing A, B, and C so they can get to X, Y, Z. They just want to jump to X, Y, Z as though they've done A, B, C. And that's not how it goes. And it's the same for you. Excuse me. It's the same for you with your transformation. You got to put in the work. Is it easy? No. Tell me what is that is beneficial. No, it's not easy. Okay? It's not easy. But it is necessary. And the you that you meet in being ready to embrace transformation is so amazing. You said, well, nobody ever told me I was amazing. Look in the mirror, honey. Look in the mirror and talk to that person. Look in the mirror and talk to that person. and say, you know what? Nobody told you you were amazing, but I'm going to tell you, you are amazing. I have looked at myself in the mirror in the bathroom. Sometimes just took a shower or whatever. I've had children. And a woman's body goes through different things. I've had other things that have developed that had to be taken care of through surgery and what have you. And there were decades that I just said, I felt bad. Sometimes I even cried, I believe, because I felt like I had nothing to offer a man if I got married. And then I was fortunate to meet a gentle giant. And I just expressed to him, I said, I don't have the Coca-Cola bar. I said, I had it up until age 18, maybe 19. But then I took on a role that caused me to eat at the wrong times. And I wasn't thinking that when I laid down, all of that's turning to fat and you just blowing up. By the time I caught on to what was going on, there was nothing that I knew to do to bring it back to where it was. And then other things began to happen and the story goes on. And I'll never forget what he told me. He said, your body says you've experienced life. He said, your body says you have brought other lives into this world. He said, your body says you know something. I looked at him. I said, how did you get all of that out of that? He said, you have your children. He said, you've been through other personal disappointments and all this type of thing. He said, that's all your body's saying. You've experienced a life. He said, and I'm not coming to you for your body. I'm coming to you for what's inside of your body. When he said that, I didn't even know how to respond. I didn't. Because I never had anybody to look at me and say, I didn't come for your body. I came for you. And as long as you treat me the way I'm supposed to be treated, I ain't thinking about that. I'm loving you. I got my cup, y'all. Every day is a fresh start. I hope you have your cup with your beverage in it as well. Excuse me. But what I'm saying to you is this. You have to embrace. You get rid of the fear. But Shonda Grace, you don't understand. I've tried and I've gotten up and I've gone on and something knocks me down every time. Well, this gonna be a little, you might call it insensitive, but I just work with me here for a minute. You're not the only one. I used to think I was the only. Everybody thinks they're the only one. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. You're not. I wasn't. I felt like it, but I wasn't. Don't let the fear of transforming cause you to miss you meeting you. Be thankful for who you have been. the good part. Get your lessons from the bad part and come on and go on to the next part. You want me to say that again? Okay. Be thankful for the good part. Get your lessons from the bad part and come on and let's go to the next part. Do you not realize who you were yesterday is not who you are today? No, what you talking about? Yes, it is. No, it's not. What you did yesterday was what you did yesterday. You said, well, Shauna Grace, I'll be doing the same thing today. You'll be doing some of the same things today. But there's going to be something just a little different that you're going to do today. Okay? And I want you to understand that in doing those things, you get to see that there's more that you can do, that there's more about you that you need to learn, and there's more transformation that needs to be done so you can meet more of who you are. You say, why are you so passionate about it? Because you are such an amazing being. Oh, if you only knew how phenomenally awesome Daddy made us. And then he blew himself into us as much as our bodies could contain. You can't sell yourself short. You can't. You have to stop worrying about what if it all turns out good? What if you get to meet one of the most amazing, phenomenally awesome people you have ever met in your life? You. And the best part, you get to stay with you. How about that? Had you ever thought about that? You get to stay with you. When you meet other phenomenally awesome people, you have to leave them and go home. But this person I'm talking about, you meeting, you get to stay with the rest of your life. You won't never leave. You won't never leave them. Never. You won't never leave them. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. You will never leave them. And you know why you'll never leave them? Because it's you. And you will always be meeting more of who you are when you get rid of the what ifs. What if? What if you attract some of the most phenomenal, amazing people you could have ever met? You didn't even know that you could meet those kind of people. What if you become one of the most phenomenally awesome change agents in somebody's life? What if you get to tell your story like I'm telling mine, and you get to change somebody's life who is where you would have been earlier, but now you get to reach back and pay it forward and say, I know where you are. Come on. I know where you are. Have you thought about that? Or you just always talking about, well, what if somebody don't like me? What if I lose my friend? Honey, with over 8 billion people in this world, Think about the people you haven't even met. If the folk you've been with over 50 years decide that the transformation that's happening in front of their face is making them feel uncomfortable, excuse me, and they don't want to be a part of it, and they start becoming distant, okay, let's go ahead on and call it a day. I appreciate y'all. I'll never forget you all. We have had some memorable times, and I'm telling you, I will always love y'all. Next. You don't have time to waste on people who don't want to embrace your transformation. You won't have time for that. You are too busy meeting you. You're too busy finding out who this phenomenally awesome person is that Daddy created to embrace this earth. Do you not know you could not have been born if he had not made it happen? You so yes, I will. My mom and daddy got together. Honey, there are people getting together all the time and never come up with a child. And it's not because they've had their tubes tied, or they've had some kind of operation. Daddy just didn't send any children through them. I had a godmother that was like that. Married 50-some years, never had a child. So if Daddy didn't want you here, honey, you wouldn't have been here. You'd still been up there with him. But he needed you down here because he wanted you to grace the earth with who he is in you. And you pulling emergency brakes on him. He's trying to say, go, let all of this phenomenal awesomeness out that I've put in you. And you going, no, oh no, I'm going to lose some stuff. Well, is the loss worth you losing you? Is the peripheral loss worth you losing the tunnel loss? I used to think that way. But when I let that train of thought go and stopped worrying about whether they do, whether they don't, this is me. This is who I am. It was like a freedom because I didn't spend every waking minute worrying about what somebody thought. I didn't. Now, do I have my moments? Yes. When I'm doing something new, yeah. But then after a while, I just shut up because you know what? It doesn't matter. If that's what they're here for, then use the resource and go on. I still have my moments where, you feel like you're a burden or you keep worrying folks because you got to learn this stuff and you got to do this and you need help and all that. But you know what? If that's what the resources are there for, and they may be human resources, get the knowledge, get the understanding, get the wisdom, and go on. Whatever they think, let them think. That's what they're there for. And they'll tell you that even though there's a little undertone with it, but you better look by that undertone and get what you need. And it's the same thing when you're transforming. Look over the undertone and go ahead with your transformation. Oh, you're going to hear that voice say, oh, you're going to wind up being by yourself. You better stay like you are. You got a good plethora of friends and people like you just like you are. What are you trying to go changing for? It's not that you're trying to go changing. It's that what's in you, it's time for it to come out. When you're in kindergarten, it's not time for graduation in 12th grade. You're in kindergarten. So you're not going to buy a 12th grade cap and gown for a kindergarten student. Now, yes, they graduate from kindergarten. They had a little graduation. But you're not going to buy the cap and gown for a 12th grade student for a kindergarten student. Do you understand? It's not time. But when you get to 12th grade and you've done the work and it comes time to graduate, okay? Then it's time to buy that cap and gown. You follow where I'm going? There are times. Okay, excuse me. Let me bring it clearer. Have you ever had over-the-counter cough medicine, Tylenol, for the most prevalent? Those capsules, some of their capsules are time sensitive. They release at given intervals to get you through the day. They have some vitamins that every 4 hours you have to take them, and they have not vitamins, cough medicine caps. And then they have some that are like 8 hours long, and all during those 8 hours, they're released. And there's some caps that they call time release capsules. Meaning those capsules, they've got those capsules designed where maybe every couple of hours or so, they're releasing there's some more medicine. So you don't have to keep trying to remember every 4 hours I got to take something else. Every 4 hours I got to take another one. You get what I'm saying? Then they have some that you can't take but once a day. And I don't think that's Tylenol. That's another, and that may be doctor prescribed. But do you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with you. You are a release capsule. And as you go through life, there are parts of you that become available to be released. And you don't need the whole breaks. No, oh no. I lived it. And when I think back now, if I'd have just went on and let it happen, where life would be right now. But you know what? I even had to get rid of that because I can't go back and do nothing about it. But going forward, I don't have to. I go on. And I told you all, I believe it was yesterday, I see another part that's coming on. And I'm embracing it already. I'm embracing it. Now, to somebody, it may be, and people gonna have their honey. People gonna have their opinions. Let's get that right on out the door. People gonna have their opinions, but you better have yours too. They can have any opinion they want about what's going on with you, but you better have yours too, and that's the one you better focus on, daddy's and yours. Okay. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed being with me this week. I am getting ready to go into doing more shorts. The subscribers we've got 5 subscribers, and I appreciate all 5 of them. But I need so many more. That come to this channel and need this session. And so I'm going to go to doing shorts and just doing some pieces of information. I looked at my shorts that I have done, and it's almost 400 views. So I'm looking forward to doing the shorts and then maybe coming back to do the sessions for those that, and maybe it will, the subscriber list will grow. I want the subscriber list to go. I need subscribers because I know there are people out there that need what I am saying. I know there are people out there that need it. And it's just getting it in their uh, ear gate and letting them know, go to this channel, go to this channel, and you'll get more than this little bit right here. Okay. All right. You all go on. Have a good rest of your day. Have a awesome, phenomenally awesome weekend. And Sunday, hopefully, you'll go to Daddy's house and enjoy hearing his word and start your beautiful week off again. And I will see you soon. All right. Bye. Thank you for joining me this week. Thank you. Thank you for all the weeks you have joined me. I appreciate you. And this channel is not going down, but I'm going to focus on my shorts and hopefully drive subscribers to my channel so that we can get this channel built up and get subscribers coming and get people enjoying and embracing their fresh start, which brings transformation.